Welcome back to the deep dive. If you've ever felt that just absolute overwhelming urge to pack a bag and just drive, leave all your responsibilities in the rearview mirror, well, then this deep dive is for you. Today, we're getting into the narrative and the just raw imagery in the lyrics of Owen Riegling's Phone Call from Home.
Yeah, and this is so much more than just another country road trip song. It's really, it's a map of this struggle between two huge emotional forces.
Exactly. Our mission here is to really unpack that central tension that's driving the whole story. On one side, you've got this reckless pull of freedom.
The sleep when I'm dead attitude.
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
And on the other, you have this incredibly solid anchoring force of home, of love, of wisdom, all of it represented by that one phone call.
And that's really where the magic is. We're talking about this philosophical blueprint the lyrics lay out almost immediately. You get hit with that urgency of youth.
Lord knows I'll sleep when I'm dead. I mean, that's the mantra of movement right there.
For sure. But, and this is the key, that entire lifestyle is only possible because of the anchor. That, calm, absolute certainty that he's just a phone call from home.
That push and pull.
Yeah.
That's where the real insight is for you, the listener.
Absolutely. So I guess we should hit the road.
Let's do it. Let's look at the scene of the escape, because the song just opens with this immediate, purposeful action.
Right away.
The momentum is there from the jump. The speaker is leaving town with a plan to hitchhike, and he's specifically looking for a ride down the New Jersey Turnpike.
And that choice of location is so critical, isn't it? It's not just any road.
No.
The Turnpike.
Yeah.
It feels like a real conduit out of a settled life and into something else, something grittier.
It's such a classic, almost cinematic start to a road trip. It really defines the stakes.
And the stakes get romanticized almost instantly. He's traveling with a girl in a white dress.
That detail is so loaded.
It is. White suggests something pure, maybe, or just this beautiful, impulsive moment that isn't meant to last. It's like visual shorthand for the kind of experience they're chasing.
Immediate, unburdened. Yeah, that makes sense. And then the song really grounds us in these specific cultural touch points.
Oh, yeah.
Waking up in the land of Springsteen, drinking boardwalk caffeine. You know exactly where you are. You're in the sort of cradle of working-class American dreamers.
On Wanderers. That boardwalk caffeine feels like the fuel, right? The thing that's keeping them going, keeping them awake.
He feels young but feeling restless. And that restlessness is the engine. It's not some external thing pushing him. It's an internal fire.
Absolutely. And that line, Lord knows I'll sleep when I'm dead, is just, it's the ultimate rejection of sitting still.
It's total defiance.
It is. It's a belief that rest is a waste of time and exploration has to be constant. That's what defines this whole first part of the journey.
So as we move on, that speed, that sort of motion, it turns into a lifestyle.
Yeah, the journey quickly finds a routine, if you can call it that. A routine of rootlessness.
This isn't a vacation anymore. We start to see it's a way of life, and it's defined by these physical acts of detachment.
Like falling asleep in sheets that ain't mine. That one phrase just says so much about the lack of permanence.
Right. No home base, no comfort zone, and the departure is always strategic. He's checking out before the sunrise.
And leaving a motel key on the dresser.
Let's talk about that key for a second, that act of just leaving it.
It's fascinating. It's such a clean break. There's no paper trail, no goodbyes, no commitment to ever coming back.
It's purely transactional. They use the space, pay the bill, and vanish before the sun is even up. It's the exact opposite of putting down roots.
And what's really interesting is how that external restlessness starts to change his internal world.
How so?
Well, his whole perspective on travel itself changes. He admits that flying used to scare me.
Right, which could be a fear of height, speed, lack of control.
Exactly. But now the air is where he can find peace. So that discomfort with constant motion has turned into his stable state. The chaos is now his comfort zone.
Wow. That's a really deep insight. So the security of being on the ground has been replaced by the security of knowing you can always escape.
That's it. When the ground holds too much responsibility, maybe, or sadness, finding peace in the air means you've made your peace with never being tied down.
The new normal is motion.
And the lyrics just keep reinforcing this idea of momentum that you can't fight. Time's moving too fast to turn around now.
There's no heading the brakes. And that posture, a thumbs up and heads down.
The classic hitchhiker. Always looking forward, always asking for that next push, focused only on what's ahead.
And he knows what he's doing. He calls himself young and reckless, but he's actively seeking the life we're left with. It's this urgent quest to figure out who you are when you strip everything familiar away.
So that's the paradox, right? We've got this rapid, chaotic, rootless movement
Mm.
as the operating system.
But the whole story keeps circling back to this one single grounding anchor. I mean, how does someone live like that without just completely flying off the rails?
And that is the beautiful conflict the songwriter has set up for us.
Right. Among all the unfamiliar sheets and the reckless choices, he's carrying this tether.
Hmm. That repeated line, "It's nice to know I'm just a phone call from home," that isn't just a nice detail. It is the story's emotional ballast. It's a counterweight to everything else.
And he says he intends to keep close the advice he got.
And this is where we really shift from just general family love to a specific, actionable philosophy from his grandpa.
It's a blueprint, a 4-point blueprint for the young and reckless traveler. And for you, the listener, these are the points you really want to absorb.
Okay, so let's break them down because they directly speak to the chaos of the journey. The first piece of wisdom is all about defining your purpose. Write down whatever you want.
That feels like a permission slip.
It is. It's so powerful. When you're moving that fast, it's easy to become aimless. The grandpa's telling him to fight physical restlessness with intellectual direction.
You need goals, even if they're just scribbled on a napkin in some motel.
Exactly. It's permission to set your own course.
Okay, so what's the second countermeasure? If he's detaching from places, what's the advice about people?
The second point is all about relationships being the non-negotiable anchor. Hold tight to the love you've got.
So even though you're physically leaving, you have to carry those connections with you.
Precisely. The advice is that while places can be transient, true love should not be. It has to travel with you, emotionally.
And the third point seems to be about internal clarity, which is, the hardest thing to find when you're young and chasing everything.
The absolute hardest. So the third point is about self-awareness. It's asking the traveler to slow down mentally, even if you're speeding up physically. Realize what it is that you need.
Oh, that's a great distinction. The reckless journey is about chasing what you want.
Excitement, novelty, freedom. But the real wisdom is knowing the difference between a fleeting desire and a fundamental need. It forces you to look inward, even while you're hitchhiking down a highway.
And that brings us to the last piece of advice, which almost feels like a deadline for this whole reckless adventure.
It really does. It's so direct, so pragmatic. Go and get it while the gas is cheap.
This is an instruction to seize the day, but it also has this subtle warning, doesn't it?
For sure. It's saying this window of, boundless energy and cheap metaphorical fuel, it's not going to stay open forever. So it puts an urgent but defined limit on the recklessness.
So if you put those 4 points together, the contrast is just crystal clear.
Right. He's physically removed, living this chaotic life, but he's being guided intellectually and emotionally by this 4-point philosophy.
It's the structure that allows the young and reckless traveler to explore without completely losing who they are. The journey is untethered.
But the traveler is not. And that's really the core takeaway from the source material. These lyrics are mapping out a universal human conflict.
The desire for immediate, unrestrained experience
Has to be balanced with the need for core values, self-awareness, and the love you carry with you. That phone call is the stabilizing force that makes all the recklessness purposeful.
It's a reminder that, growth often happens out on the road, but your direction comes from the roots you thought you left behind.
Well said. And that brings us back to the ultimate destination.
The journey starts with this refusal to rest. Lord knows I'll sleep when I'm dead. But he also says he's traveling until I'm home forever.
Right, so the initial phase is all about temporary movement, about running. But the end goal, the implied destination, is some kind of permanence, finding that ultimate home.
So given the nature of this journey, all this physical distance mixed with this deep inherited guidance, we want to leave you with a final thought to consider.
What does that ultimate definition of home really look like? Is it physical, existential, relational?
In the context of the reckless freedom he's chasing, is home the actual place he's going to return to? Or is it maybe an internal state of being? The self-awareness he finally achieves when he perfectly integrates his grandpa's wisdom.
Something to think about.
Keep those wise words close. Thanks for diving deep with us.
We'll catch you next time.